So anyway, so here is Domo. Imagine Domo as your own personalized master dashboard platform, right? It pulls all of your data from any different system. As you can see here, we're pulling data from SAP data, from some cash balance information, pulling in some Salesforce data. I'm pulling Marketo, some internal SQL database. So right there, 4 or 5 different systems that Domo has the ability to connect directly into these different systems, query it together here, and give you the ability to view and consume that data the way that you want to, right? That's the power that comes with Domo, is not that you have to wait and rely on Excel documents that are sent to you on a weekly, monthly, quarterly basis that you can't go in and tailor and customize, right? So for example, you also have the ability to come in here and look at your alerts, right? Being able to set specific thresholds based on your data. If that data changes or goes above or below a certain range, you can be alerted to that. So if I go in here to my sales trend card, for example, I can see that if my total revenue is above $1 million in the day, I'm the VP of sales, I want to know about that, right? So I can drill into this. You can also see here really quickly how often that alert has been triggered to see if this is something that we're achieving, are we above or below budget, whatever that is that's most important to you, you have that ability to customize that. So for example, if I drill here into this sales trend card, you can see this red line is that alert that has been triggered here. I can drill one step further as well and drill by sales rep. I can go one step further as well and take me actually to the raw data, or take me into their actual internal data system where that data is coming from, whether it's Salesforce.com, Marketo, Eloqua, Google Analytics, MySQL database, you name it, right? You have that ability to drill that far into the actual data. I do want to point out over here on the right-hand side something that we call Domo Talk. You may have seen it while I was talking. Domo Talk is something revolutionary. It's never been seen in the industry. BI is such an old term that's been used by these data geeks that they create some reports, visualizations, they spit it out and send it to the entire team, and then there's no value from that. A pie chart is a pie chart unless you can derive value and have communications around that data. And that's what Domo Talk was built for. So as you can see here, Lance Rivas, I can click on him, he's one of our account executives. He just closed a big deal, Flow International, which I was just looking at. He said, hey, look gang, just closed this big deal. And then this conversation starts happening because he created this Domo Talk, this conversation, right? So our VP of sales says, hey, great, look at our sales cycle. So now we're looking at not only just the opportunity in the closed deal, but we're looking at how long it took for that closed deal to happen, right? So I'm pulling in and I can highlight over this and see Flow International took 13 days to close. That's impressive. What can we do to replicate that, right? That's the idea with this Domo Talk. It's not just data, it's how can we make better decisions based on that data and then use our team to collaborate around that. And if you see here, this conversation continues. Our CMO pipes in and says, hey, CMOs, they're always wanting to know their return on investment, their ROI. So she's saying, hey, look at my revenue by lead source. And so she's tracking all this information by website, social, outbound events. I can drill into events, I can drill by category. And again, I'm showing you these different drill paths. The important part is this was built by someone like you and me. It was built by a non-technical user to get in and derive value very quickly from their data. If I continue here again with this conversation, right, Frank Mitchell is our CFO. He's always looking at cost, right? How much is this costing us? This is great, we're bringing in deals, but as you notice, our expenses are fairly high for this month. And I do want to point out really quickly down here on the bottom, Domo collects some metadata. It's pulling in not only just Salesforce data, but it's also pulling in Concur data. So you have that ability to join data sources together, which is very, very powerful. And that's done with point and click, no coding required. So I can drill into this one step further, and as you can see, Lance Rivas, he is one of our big spenders, right? Why? I can drill one step further, see is he flying out to events, and as you can see, his flights is one of his biggest expenses, right? Why is that important? Maybe it's important to say, maybe we want our sales reps going out and having more on-site visits. The guy's closing a lot of business, that might be important to know, right? And then in the end, our CEO pipes in and says, hey, this is important, costs are, expenses are important, but in the end, I want to look at the sales leaderboard and I'd like to see that Lance Rivas is our top rep, right? So this is essentially a Domo app. It's a dashboard within a dashboard that paints the entire picture and allows you to manage your business very quickly and very easily. So that's Domo.